All right, you guys. So if you don't already know who I am, my name is LeAnn Donoso. I am one of the digital marketing educators here for Iconic. But today I'm actually going to be teaching you a strategy on how to build your iconic business. And that means getting new subscribers, new members, new traders, onboarded to your team so that you can go in, smash the ranks, and build a residual income. If you are seeing success on the trading side, which if you are plugged into automation and you are plugged into our get paid sessions and you are plugged into the scanners, you should be making money. So as long as you're making money, it's something that you can go out there and you can share with other people and create that residual income, put it back into your trading account, and keep compounding. That truly is the goal here, is to create some sort of time freedom for yourself with the income that you're making. So let's get right into things. I'm just going to briefly kind of talk about my sessions. So I am right now doing a basics boot camp, which will turn into an intermediate boot camp. But if you are interested at all in social media, you guys can hop on here and kind of get some information on how to brand yourself as a business owner, as a creator, and go through picking a niche, a target audience. What types of content should you be making? How can you monetize your content? Which, of course, becoming an iconic business owner, right, and doing the referral side and being an affiliate is a form of monetization as a creator. So, you guys have already been able to tap into that if you're watching today's call. All right. Now, when it comes to building your business, there are so many different ways that you can, what we like to call like gain customers, right? Or put people onto the platform or help people get started into Iconic as, as a trader. And over the last however many years, uh, I've done it all. Okay. We've tried ads. We've not tried. We still do ads, but we do ads. We do in person when you meet someone in person and you know that, hey, they're looking for an extra source of income. You put them on cold DMs where some people are just messaging people online saying, hey, this looks like something you'd love. Check it out. And they come check it out. Or even just talking to your friends and family about it. I have six siblings and I've been telling them like you got to learn how to trade, and even your friends, your family, from your friends from school, from work, all of that. That is your immediate network, and that's typically where most people start. Now, considering all of those, the best one that I personally have found is attraction marketing. And attraction marketing is essentially where you post and the people who are interested are able to find you. Okay. They're able to find you versus you going out and finding them. So as a woman, a woman in general, I feel like attraction marketing is one of our gifts, right? We don't chase, we attract. And that is how I have built my business for probably the last 5 or so years is I constantly have people coming to me asking me, LeAnn, how can I be a part of your platform? LeAnn, how can I learn how to trade? LeAnn, how can I learn how, right? And that is because of the content that I put out, right? That is because of the person I am, the content that I put out, and the lifestyle that I live, right? That attracts the people who are in alignment with what it is that we do here. So, my goal today is to teach you how to grow on TikTok and put out content that will attract those people. And I even know some of you on today's call are people who have found this platform through TikTok. And I want you to know that that was not by accident. You create your TikTok algorithm, right? You tell it what you're interested in. So it actually knew that you were interested in making money online. It knew that you wanted something that was from your phone. It knew that this opportunity was for you, and that's why it was put on your For You page. So just understand that as much as our goal is to attract, is that the algorithm that we're working with on TikTok is going to do most of the work, okay? So let's go into kind of what this TikTok strategy looks like and why we're choosing TikTok, because we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have all of these search engines and these social media platforms. But for me, TikTok is one of the best platforms because of these few reasons. Quantity over quality. TikTok will prioritize people who are consistent with the platform over like Instagram, where it really has to be good quality content and it has to be consistent. When you have just a large mass amount of content that you're putting on TikTok every single day, 3 videos, 5 videos, 10 videos, right? that actually does perform well on TikTok, whereas it might not perform as good on Facebook. It might not perform as well on YouTube and Instagram. Okay. So it's great because people who are wanting to hustle and put in work can actually benefit from this versus trying to learn the skill set of like high quality content and you're not able to like take as much action because you're trying to learn the skill set first versus you can just run through walls and just post whatever and hope it works out on TikTok. And it's great for a beginner. It's also the second, I believe it's maybe one or two, top number one or it's number two search engine platform that people use. Okay. So people now who used to go to Google for a question are now going to TikTok for their questions or now going to YouTube for their questions. And I mean, obviously, nowadays people are going to ChatGPT for a question, right? They don't even want to go to Google because then Google's going to give them five different options to find that answer versus TikTok, you get people's opinions, you get people's experiences right away versus maybe ChatGPT is more of like the theory answer versus the experience-based answer that you're going to find on TikTok. So it is a very powerful search engine that people are constantly using to find information. And then the algorithm. The algorithm is probably one of the best ones if you are a beginner because what it does is the moment that you hop on and you create an account, it's going to try to figure out who you are and what content to give you and who to put your content in front of. So it's going to try to find the keywords that you're saying in your videos. It's going to try to find the captions that you're using, the titles, the hooks. All of that is it's using to put you in front of the people that it thinks will enjoy your content. And that is what we want versus Instagram. We're going to look here is going to be a little bit different where when you post on TikTok, who sees it? Most of the time, it's your For You page. It is showing up on people's For You page versus on Instagram. What happens when you post? It's mostly going to show to your current followers. All right. With trial reels now, we can get into a whole other training on that. You can tap into people who don't follow you, and it's really nice. But for the most part, for TikTok, when you post, it's getting exposed to new individuals who the algorithm thinks will like your content, and that is going to help you. Okay. Now, how this TikTok algorithm works in basic language, okay, is you are going to be making scripted videos and adding a call to action for people to comment. Okay, that's it. You're gonna say something that piques interest on trading, on, business building, on entrepreneurship, something that's gonna pique their interest that is related to Iconic, and you're gonna have them comment a word, and that is how you are going to get your leads. So this video is actually a video that was for an event, and I have right? This is Cruiser, my husband. This is his page, and he made a video and he's talking about having freedom and he's talking about being an entrepreneur and how he's looking to mentor some new students, and people are commenting freedom, right? So saying a script, giving a call to action, and this is how these new people are finding you. We actually have our May here who is sitting right next to me, and she actually just got started what was it, like a few months back or something? I don't know how long it's been now. But within just a couple months of creating her TikTok, she was able to hit the rank of 700, right? She was able to sponsor everyone who joined her team came from TikTok. She didn't talk to a single person or have to talk to a single person in real life. She had so many leads coming from the TikTok videos that she was posting. As a brand new beginner who was just copying the scripts and saying them on her TikTok, right? If you can follow a script and say it into a camera and add a call to action, you can see success in this business. It is the only question, and I gave out this training, like I mentioned, last Saturday, and somebody came up to me and they were like, LeAnn, how are you giving out this strategy? Like you're giving out the sauce, like like you're giving everyone the secret. And I said, not everyone's going to do this. Most people are not going to do this. I'm giving you the exact script, the exact directions on how you can create a business with Iconic and how you can create residual income, and people just are not going to do it. And that's what separates people. Okay. So she came out here, she took action, Obviously there's going to be a little level of skill of like how comfortable you are talking to the camera, but that's going to come with more action. That's going to come with consistency. That's going to come with trying again and again and again until you can say it without looking, crazy. You might sound like a little robot at first. That's fine. I've actually seen people who sound like robots and they're still getting comments. Okay. So trust me, it still works even if you're not super comfortable in front of the camera. So she's getting all these comments, signals, 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 and she's able to give all of these people the information on how they can grow, or sorry, how they can join Iconic, how they can get started as a trader. Okay. And the key here is that this is going to be a brand new page. I guess I should have made this. Do I say it? Yes. Okay, here it is. This is going to be a brand new page. All right. I want you to, whatever TikTok you have to leave that and just use that as like a personal page. I have my algorithm set on my personal page and it knows exactly what I want to see and it brings up the videos that I want to watch. Okay. That is for my entertainment purposes only. This is a separate page that I only use for business. I'm not scrolling. I'm not scrolling on this account. I'm not, trying to save videos and watch other people's content. I'm strictly coming on, saying my script, saving it as a draft, making a bunch of them, and then I'm posting, 1 to 3 per day. Okay. On this profile, what it's going to look like is you want a clean photo, has your face in it. You want a bio. I recommend everyone do this exact bio. I will teach you online income. I don't even know if that's proper English, but it works. Okay. Connect with me on Instagram and you can add your Instagram too. I like this because it shows my credibility is on Instagram. I am verified on there, which I pay like I don't know, $12, $15 a month to be verified just because I had so many fake pages that I was like, I need this to be verified so people can know like this is the real me. And so having that there, people are able to kind of verify, is this legit, and they'll go see that there. Should I make another one even though the one I have is intended for element? So, that's a great question. So somebody's asking, should they create a new account, even if they have one that's kind of been intended for business? What I have found is that when you create a new TikTok, you have about 30-day to 60-day window where the algorithm is boosting your content to try to figure out who to show it to. So it's showing it to more than it would, like, let's say in 6 months. Okay. It's going all out because you are a brand new account to show it and share it and figure out, okay, who are we putting this in front of? And they're putting it in front of a group of people and they're not liking it. So the algorithm will show it to new people the next time. The next video you post will show it to more people. So I do feel like there is a boost of engagement that you get when you first create an account. So if you have an account that's been sitting for a while, just create a new one. This is strictly business. This isn't to get views. This isn't to get followers. This is to get leads. Okay. And followers does not equal money. Views does not equal money here. Leads and conversions and getting people started in this academy is what brings an income. So the goal here is to keep it strictly business. Even the people that you follow, like I don't even follow that many people because you don't need to. You don't even need to follow me. Don't even follow me because I'm not posting anything of value like really on here. It's just the same scripts that I'm going to give you. Okay. So it essentially is free ads. Okay, that's how you really want to treat this is like an ad account where all of the videos are intended to bring in a lead, but it's free. Okay, you're not having to pay anywhere. The algorithm is literally sending it out to people for you. You know how much people pay for ads? And if you are creating the right script and the algorithm is showing it to the right people, like I would love to know the conversion actually of like how much you'd have to pay in order to get like our May's videos got how like 20,000 views, 40,000. I wonder how much you'd actually have to pay to get that shown to 20,000 people. But on TikTok, it's free. How do you figure out what to post on the new account? We're going to go over that right now. Great question. Okay. So now let's talk about what we're going to post and how often we're going to post because like I said before, consistency is the key. Okay. Level 1 is posting once a day. This is going to give you about 1 to 2 signups a week. Level 2 posting is about 2 times a day, 3 to 4 signups a week. And level 3 is you are putting in the work, which actually, and I've heard, I'm like, can you imagine like creating a 6-figure business and all you're doing is just like posting 3 videos a day of you just saying the same script? Like, how unbelievable. Like, imagine if you were paid that at a job. Like, come in, all right, and make these three videos and then go home and you're done, right? Like, it's actually unheard of, okay? So, level three, posting 3 times a day is going to get you about 5 signups a week. It's all about staying consistent and not kind of taking breaks. I would say minimum is doing level one. All right, now what are we saying in these videos? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 3 scripts today, but we do have an entire Google Sheets that has even more scripts. And you're going to just use kind of the same scripts here and there. Like there's probably 20 scripts. I personally use about 5 of them and I just rotate. And I just say the same scripts, the same ones. Maybe I'll add a different word or I'll be in a different location. I'll film the same script in my car. I'll film it in my bathroom. I'll film it while I'm putting on makeup. I'll film it when I'm at Starbucks, right? And it's the same exact words so that the algorithm shows it to those people, but it's going to just give like a different vibe. But again, it's just an ad. So when somebody goes to your account and they see the same script they're not even going to your account because you're not really saying something of value really. You're giving them a call to action to like comment so that you can DM them information. So it's not like an entertainment type of account there, okay? So this is the script that if you have an event in your city that I would suggest creating. And this has worked for me 100 times, 100% of the time. I have gotten leads from this. And the only thing that I would mention is for this specific script, you want to put your city as the title. What is it called? Um, let me go to it really quick just so I can make sure I give you guys the right thing to say. Is on the screen after you film the video, you want to add on the screen and put the words, she's loading. Seattle area, don't skip. Okay, that's what I put. Seattle area, don't skip. So whatever your city is, blank area, don't skip. Okay, that is going to kind of capture their attention so that they listen to your video. Now, we're the only in-person community in Washington that I'm aware of that consistently hosts free events to teach people how to trade and how to invest. I actually broke this down into 4 different segments. That way you can break your video down into 4 different clips. You do not have to memorize this whole script yourself. Like, don't get, I'm not doing that. We are not in theater, okay? We are just, copying what it's saying and we are reciting it to the camera. We're the only in-person community in Washington that I'm aware of that consistently hosts free events to teach people how to trade and how to invest. So if that's something you've always wanted to look into, people are always like, hey, when's the next event? We have our next event March 29th here at our office in Renton. So if you want more information, come to the word event and I'll send you the details for it. Easy? Easy peasy? Okay, that's script number 1. That's to bring people to an event. Another prospecting script. This is something that has worked for my husband many times. I personally don't think maybe I've used this script once, but this is really to find people who are interested in entrepreneurship, interested in business. So I'm looking for 10 individuals that are looking to level up in 2026. I'm looking for serious people, not somebody that's going to message me and tell me that they need to think about it. I'm looking for people that need and want an opportunity. And again, I tried to cut this up so that you guys can just take each clip separately. Does not have to go together. Over the last 8 years, I joined an industry that ended up changing my entire life forever, not just from a financial standpoint, but also in terms of mindset. I achieved incredible mentorship, guidance, structure to my life. And on top of that, I learned many different skill sets that set me up for success today. That the exact same way, do I need to read this whole thing? I'm like, I don't know if I need to read this whole thing, but just know that this is one of the scripts that you can copy. And then at the end, what does it say? Comment the word freedom down below so I can give you more information on what the opportunity is. Boom. Ta-da. All right, now this is the last script that I'm going to share with you guys today. But again, we have an entire Google Sheets with some of them. They need to be updated because we've just joined Iconic. So I want to make sure that they all are specific to Iconic. But this is one where you're promoting the products. Okay, so Hook, this is for the people who don't have time to watch the charts all day. I work, I live, and I still trade because my Trade Ideas app sends me the setups. I decided that if I take them, there's no stress and no screen addiction. This is literally how beginners are staying consistent. Comment the word ideas and I'll send you all the information. Easy peasy. Okay. And for this, maybe you're like in an office or you're showing your computer or something. I don't know. So that's event. We have the event script. The prospect more so to get somebody who's interested in business and then somebody who's interested in trading. Okay? So we're kind of gathering a lot of different types of people here based off what they could potentially be interested in. And we're going to go with, and we're going to have a bunch of different versions of this, but they're all going to be for the same purpose of introducing somebody to the Iconic platform. Okay? And that's how marketing works. This is going to be the script outline. So if you guys want to create your own scripts, you can try this out. You have a hook, a result, a product, and a call to action. Okay. So I would say any type of hook. We have hooks like if you are, male or female, age 18 and above, XYZ, that could be a hook. Or if you are sick and tired of your job, that could be a hook. If you've always been interested in investing in day trading, that could be a hook. Okay. So a hook plus a result. So I like to say like, having a way to make income online or, being able to make money from your phone, or a result could be there's some compliant things. You don't want to say like make a ton of money and you don't want to say like quit your job. Okay. But there are other results that you can get from this that you can kind of see in the other scripts. And then a product. So we can promote either the event that we're having, that would be like the product. We could promote the scanner that we're using or the app that we're using, stuff like that. And then again, the call to action is always going to be to comment. The reason we do that is because that adds engagement to the video specifically, rather than if they DM you, that doesn't help the video grow. So it's helpful to keep that, in the comments. And that this is how we go from comment to getting them started in Iconic. Okay. So the PS3 system, I learned this actually back when I was 18, like when I first started in the marketing business and network marketing. And it is peak, share, three-way. So you are going to pique someone's interest. And you can do this in person, right? But today, your peaking is just your TikTok video. Your TikTok video does all the work. It piques the interest for the people who want to check it out. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to share the information with them. They've commented, they're interested. Now we're going to DM them and share the business with them, or we're going to share the app we mentioned, or we're going to share the opportunity that we talked about in the video. So we are going to share with them. Typically, it's going to be a presentation. We do presentations. I want to say, is it every Friday, right? Every Friday over Zoom, same link here. You guys can check it out. We do presentations in person at different events. We also have videos that are just like replays of somebody explaining the information and what Iconic is that you can directly send to them. That's typically my way to go because I have so many leads that I don't have time to hop on one-on-one calls with them. But once I send that to them and they check it out, that is when I go to the third step, which is three-way. So after somebody has seen the information, either they've gone to an event, they've checked out a replay video, or they've hopped on one of our intro Zoom calls, intro to Iconic Zoom calls. Once they've actually seen something, then I will connect them with my mentor. So you can connect them with somebody who is a 1K rank or above is typically what I would suggest. Those people are going to have the most experience to do kind of like what we call closing, which is like answering their questions and helping, explain anything in further detail that they were wondering, and then potentially helping them get started. And so, I would say depending on your videos and how, you show them the information, right? People who go to an event are more likely to get started than people who just see a video online. But for that, I would say if you can do the PS3 system where you pique their interest, you share something with them, and you get them on a three-way call with your mentor, you should be helping about 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 5 people like get started. Okay. And that is why posting more videos per day is helpful, is because you're able to actually reach more people, get more people the information, and connect on more three-way calls throughout the week. And how simple is that? You post the video, you respond, you send them a DM with the information, and then you get them on a three-way and your mentor does all the work. That is how you can go. That's like Arme and go 700 like that. Okay. Just using TikTok, not anything else. Okay. So that is going to be the system. Does anybody have any questions before we end today's call? I hope that it was very straight to the point and specific, but anybody has any questions, we can ask now or forever hold your peace. How can we send How come we send them to Instagram? So I personally don't send anyone to Instagram anymore. I just DM them on TikTok. So when someone comments, I DM them directly on TikTok. I actually can, let me go ahead really quick, guys, and add my scripts that I personally use. Okay, let me actually add this for you guys so that you can have it. These are going to be my personal ones because I could have edited this for you guys, but I did not. Let's see here. Okay, right here. Okay, so these are my kind of like two examples, I would say, for this. So when somebody comments on a video where I'm going over like the iconic apps or maybe a scanner or I'm talking about like the business opportunity, I always send them Cruiser's on his intro video. So it's basically like what is iconic? And I just say, hey, I saw your comment. If I sent you a 25-minute video that explained our whole platform and the apps, would you check it out? Great, this is my husband in the video. You can say, this is my mentor. And then you send them the intro video. Message me after you watch and tell me what you think. Not everyone's going to message you back after they watch. Not everyone's going to watch. You want to follow up. Okay. So if somebody doesn't respond after this, maybe message them in a couple days and say, hey, we're able to check it out. And once they do check it out, I always say, great, do you have any questions? Or would you rather me help you go through the next steps of getting started? If they say, uh, if they say, I have a question, you can say, okay, awesome. Are you free for a call anytime tonight or tomorrow to show you, and answer the questions. And let's say they want to get started. I could say, great question. Or okay. If they ask questions, I say, hey, great questions. Are you free for a call anytime tomorrow to go over the stuff with you? If they say they don't have any questions and they're ready to get started, I say, okay, awesome. Are you free for a call anytime tonight or tomorrow to show you how you can get started? And then I can drop this whole slideshow for you guys too. And then let's say somebody responds to one of my event videos, which I personally have been posting the most of because we've been having these really incredible in-person events and we're going to start hosting them more. But I'd say, hey, I respond a lot to women. So, hey, love, saw you comment on my video. Our event is going to be Sunday, March 29th at 4 p.m. in Renton. If you can make it, I'll send you the Eventbrite to register for it. Once they say yes, that's when I send it. I don't just send it because sometimes people will register, but then they won't actually show up. I like to have conversations with people. So I'll send them the link and then I'll say, perfect, here's the link. Can you also send me your full name and number so I can text you the details closer to the event date? And then I add them to my list of guests for the event. That way I can follow up with them before the event starts and make sure, a day before the event, I'll say, hey, the event's tomorrow. Make sure, you dress business attire, or hey, the day of the event, hey, this is where parking is. Try to arrive early so that you can, get checked in. But I want to stay in contact with them. I don't want to just give them the link and then not do anything after that. Okay. So, um, there we go. Actually, I'll put that here. Perfect. Let me go ahead and drop this for you guys in the chat box. And we will go on from here. And I would say, go take action. Messy action is better than no action. Okay. When you actually take the time to try something versus just thinking about it, trying to make it perfect, like go out there, do these first 3 scripts or do one script 3 times. Go out there and try. And then, of course, we will be sending out perhaps more scripts in the future. But if you have any, if you're really serious and you're like, hey, LeAnn, send me the scripts right now. We can definitely do that as well. Reach out to whoever, put you on the call, your mentor, and we'll get you the link to that Google Sheets. That way you can just start and go crazy. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope everyone starts taking some action, and I will see you all on tomorrow's intro, actually, tomorrow at 6. Let's run it. Bye, you guys.